I have a whole bunch. I mean, we have a very broad job creation and job training agenda that I'm happy to touch on. Joshua, do you want to say anything first about that more generally?
I mean, just in general, the President understands that you can't talk about fatherhood and marriage and family strengthening in a vacuum without talking about the fact that people need jobs, and jobs that provide them with dignity, and jobs where folks can support and sustain their families. And so this is intimately tied to the work around this new fund. And the President, working most closely with Martha on this, have really begun to implement a really innovative job training agenda. In fact, in the Recovery Act, as I'm sure Martha will get into, there was significant investments in job training for non-custodial parents. And in many ways, the President is focused on this issue of jobs as it relates to fatherhood and to families. That's in general terms, but I'm sure Martha can go into some specifics there.
Yeah, Joshua hit on a lot of it. I'll just say briefly, I mean, as you all know, and you've heard him say it over and over, it is the thing that the President wakes up in the morning thinking about, and the thing he goes to bed at night thinking about, which is how to make sure we jumpstart job creation in this country. That was, we feel, I think, very good about having staved off the worst of what could have happened last year through the actions in the Recovery and Reinvestment Act, as well as some other steps. Not all of which were real fun to take, as the President would be the first to say, but were important in stabilizing the economy that were taken last year. And we are hopefully at a moment where we have stabilized and are about to see the jobs arrow turn. It's been obviously there's been a shock to the American economy, and it's hit certain communities harder than others. And I think we're exactly talking about some of the group of people who were struggling sometimes to find opportunities in the first place, and certainly struggling more now that the economy has been weakened. But we feel good about the direction in which we're rebuilding. As Joshua said, there were a lot of investments, ongoing investments in job training, kind of using this time to help people really build skills. There's a particular investment in green job training and in a type of programming called Pathways Out of Poverty that was specifically a bunch of really innovative projects. Some of you may have been involved in some of these applications that are going to interesting strategies to help people get green jobs that will provide family supporting wages. We just, last week, the President signed into law a bill that, this week, the time flies, that will expand Pell Grant funding and will make community college resources more available. There was more generally job training money through the WIA system made available through the Recovery Act. But we are looking wherever possible to make sure that in addition to the training dollars that we are taking actions that jumpstart job creation